In this weekend's episode of 48 Hours, we're taking a closer look at a murder trial in Florida featuring sex, lies, deceit, and alligators. Because it's Florida, of course. Mike Williams disappeared on a hunting trip in December of 2000. At the time, it was widely believed that an alligator killed him.
But it wasn't until last year that investigators uncovered new information pointing to his wife. Richard Schlesinger has more.
This man was murdered, and they blamed it on alligators for 17 years.
What happened to Mike Williams would have stayed a mystery if his best friend and wife's secret lover hadn't started talking.
Denise and I were best friends. We were Bonnie and Clyde. We were partners in crime.
It was part of a deal. Tell prosecutors what happened to Mike Williams, where to find his body, and Winchester would not be charged with his murder.
We felt like that as long as neither one of us talked, that nobody would ever find out what happened.
Mike Williams vanished just one day before his 6th wedding anniversary. He and his wife Denise met in high school. He was a football player. She was a cheerleader.
There they were, this seemingly very perfect couple.
Searchers spent 6 weeks looking for Mike.
Law enforcement and friends and family combing the lake looking for him. They found the boat, his truck, the trailer, that was all there.
I got up in the helicopter. One of the things that I noticed, there were very large alligators swimming all around this area.
People are attacked by alligators, but you never hear of someone who's just vanished, eaten whole by an alligator.
That's what you believed happened to Mike?
Yes, I firmly believe that.
All right. And now a trial would finally reveal the truth.
We're here in the state of Florida versus Williams, 2018.
Denise Williams had been charged with murder 17 years after her husband disappeared.
Raise your right hand, please, sir.
Winchester said he was the trigger man.
And he was in the water. I shot him.
But it was all Denise's idea.
We wanted to be together, and we weren't going to let anything stop that.
When you shot Mike Williams with a 12-gauge shotgun, was Denise Williams standing there with you?
No, she wasn't. She was in my head behind me.
The question is, would a jury believe Denise was the mastermind behind Mike's murder?
48 Hours correspondent Richard Schlesinger is here. Wait a second. Brian Winchester said he pulled the trigger and killed Mike Williams with a shotgun, but he's not on trial for murder. His wife is. Why would the state make this deal?
Well, they wanted, he confessed after, it's a very tangled story, which we can get into in a minute. He confessed to shooting Mike because what the prosecutors really wanted, they wanted to know where Mike's body was. They wanted to give his mother an opportunity to bury her son. Remember, this case has been going on for, 17 years, 18 years by this time. So they made a deal, and you were right. It's a very difficult legal problem or trial problem for the prosecutors because their star witness is the guy who says, "I did it. I shot the guy." So it made for a really interesting case to follow.
And they were married. Denise and Brian were married. Clearly, they're not as close as they had been in the past because he's testifying against her.
Yeah.
So why did he turn on her? And why does he say that she's the actual mastermind?
Well, follow me here.
All right.
It gets tangled. They got married after Mike's disappearance. The marriage falls apart. While they were married, nobody, they didn't have to testify against each other because, as you know, spouses are have immunity. The marriage falls apart. He ends up kidnapping Denise at one point. He sort of snapped. Brian sort of snapped. Kidnaps her, holds her hostage in her car for a little while. He's convicted for that. And before he's sentenced, they made a deal. And they said, confess, tell us where the body is, and we'll go easy on you. So even though he's the guy who says he shot his best friend in the face or in the head, he's not on trial. Interesting case.
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
I'm not sure I would have wanted to be the prosecutor in that case, but prosecutors do what they have to do.
Yeah.
And Mike's mother never believed her son had been eaten by an alligator. I mean, that's not a typical defense, right?
She's the real heroine in this case. I mean, she's an amazing woman. She never believed it from day one, and she really put her money where her mouth is and a huge amount of time into this. She bought billboards saying, justice for Mike and stuff like that. But what was really remarkable is she wrote, and I'm not exaggerating, more than 1,400 letters to the governor of Florida demanding an investigation. This over the years. She wrote a letter every day, literally every day, to the governor demanding an investigation. So she's gotten what she was looking for.
You know what I find over and over again? It's always the moms.
I was
the
just going to
moms
say that
never
moms
give
know.
up.
Yeah.
They know.
Yeah.
They don't. Well, I mean, in fairness to my gender, frequently,
Sorry.
frequently the fathers as well. But you are right in that.
You're talking to two women.
Well, I got to do what I got to do to represent. It is true that in a lot of cases, the parents are the ones who force the issue.
Yeah.
And boy, that's never been a case more clear than this one.
Very cool. Richard,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
So you can watch Richard's full 48 Hours report tomorrow night at 10, 9 Central on CBS.